Okay, let's talk about maybe the last topic that we talked about. Do you remember what was the last topic that we talked about?
Oh no, story is literature.
Yeah, of course, you have a good memory. It was about the stories. Okay, and did
So
you have to do something? I don't know, some exercise or maybe write a story? No, nothing?
no, why
Oh,
why
it's okay.
is
So because no, I forgot, I'm sorry because okay, it was another student. Okay, I remember. Okay, so well, okay. So let's talk about stories. And of course, we're going to keep going. The last topic about the stories, how to write the stories. And of course, I'm going to teach you some narrative tenses. How can you write a good story? And of course, we talked about the different types of reading, stories, and of course, we talked about your favorite. Just let me share the screen so that you can see the board. Okay, now you can see. Well, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. What can we learn from the stories? Yeah, what can we learn from stories? Yeah,
oh I
really, do we learn? Yeah, the first question, let me change my question. Okay, do we learn anything from stories?
what sorry, can you repeat
Do we
again?
learn anything from stories?
Oh yeah, some useful lessons, but I didn't get any lessons when I read stories, you know,
Mhm.
because I'm
Mhm.
not interested in literature. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, of
Enough.
course, because you're not. So let's stop this discussion. I'm not interested in literature. It's okay, of course. Well, okay, so because you're not interested in literature, so let's keep going with the listening section. But before it, let me teach you something about narrative tenses, how to write the story. Okay, let me close this and share my another thing. Okay, so, okay, well, now you can see. Okay, we have some narrative tenses that can be used to write the story. Of course, when you're going to write the story or tell a story, maybe memory, story, something from the past, you need to use past tenses, a past simple or past continuous or past perfect. But where and how, okay, that is really important, where and how to use them. For example, when you want to start your story, the first thing that you need to describe, okay, is to describe maybe the scene. Okay, maybe the situation, the condition. For example, I don't know, it was getting dark. I was walking on the street. So actually, you need to set the scene. And you can use past continuous, okay, to set the scene at the beginning of a story. What does it mean? For example, okay, you want to tell a story, write a story. Of course, you need to write about the first and the beginning situation, condition, and the scene of the story. So we say, for example, okay, it was getting dark. I was walking on the street. So as you can see, I'm trying to explain the scene, okay, the situation, so that you can understand where something happened. Okay, so so we can see past continuous at the beginning of stories. Okay, so normally you can see past continuous at the beginning of to describe the scene, and of course you can use it to write and to talk about an action in progress at a certain time in the past, okay, or a certain point in the story. For example, okay, I was sleeping. Of course, sleeping is a continuous action, in progress action, so you need to use past continuous. Okay, I was walking. Walking is continuous action, so you need to use past continuous. Now let's talk about past simple. Okay, so we know we started, okay, we began the story using past continuous. Now it's turn to talk about main and completed actions. For example, what happened? I heard a voice. I heard main action. Okay, or completed action, normally short actions. Okay, I went out. Someone knocked the door. Okay, so it's something that happened and completed action in the past. And of course, you can use past simple to describe past habits or states. Okay, what does it mean? For example, we often played. It means about our habits. You used to play or played. We often played with my friends. Okay, and for example, I really liked, for example, playing with my friends. So you can use to talk about your past habits or states. Okay, and then you can use past simple for situations that started and finished in the past duration. I played football, of course, as you can see, I have, the exact time here. I played football for 20 years. How long did you live in? Of course, I loved her, for example, since. But I'm going to tell you something, okay? We normally, for duration of time, we normally use present perfect or past perfect, okay? But in the stories, you can use, okay, past simple to describe the situation that started and finished in the past duration, okay? So something that happened. I played football in the past and it's finished. So I can use past simple. I played football for 20 years. Normally we say for 20 years. So this is a sign of present perfect. Why don't we use it? Because it finished in the past. Okay, so we use past simple. Or how long did you live? Okay, how long? Yeah, present perfect. But when I say how long have you lived, for example, in Vietnam, it means that you still live in Vietnam. So I'm talking about something that started in the past and continues to the progress, to the present. So this is present perfect. And something that happened, for example, how long did you live in France? I lived for 2 years, so it's finished. You can use. And the last thing that you need to know, okay, narrative use of past simple, events of the story. Okay, she opened the door, looked at us, went to her. So actually, I have the list of actions. Okay, so I need to make them in past simple. Okay, so that is really, she opened, she knocked the door, I opened the door. Okay, so actually the main and short actions. So this is about past simple. Now the last part, that is past perfect. Of course, you need to use past perfect, but how and where? The first thing is when something happened before another thing in the past. For example, when I opened the door, opened, this is past simple, my grandma, okay, for example, had slept. Before I opened the door, okay, before opening the door, she had slept. So I need to use past perfect when something happened earlier in the past, earlier than past simple. And of course, for duration from earlier in the past, for example, when she died, they had been married for 48 years. Of course, again, it's something like, something that happened, they married before. Okay, so, but this is actually about the duration of time before, an action happened, before happening an action in the past. So you can use past perfect. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Do you want to have it? Because I will send you a worksheet, a narrative tense worksheet, so that you need to complete it. So if you need, you can have this one. You need?
I think I'm gonna search Google. Yeah, I think I have it.
That's okay. Why not? Of course. Of course. Google. Well, okay, now let's get started on book. First of all, okay, we have a listening section. Of course, what is strategy? Okay, we need to know understanding the theme of a story. Of course, the theme is the main idea in a piece of writing, but how can we understand, how can we find out and figure out the main idea of, for example, a piece of writing? Maybe you need to, sometimes it's not really clear, it's not really easy, and we need to figure out what the author is trying to tell you by reading lines, and of course you need to elicit and you need to understand. Okay, so that is really important to maybe read the whole story and try to maybe understand the main idea of the story. But normally the main idea of the story, of course, it's something like topic sentence, but it's a little, different. But normally you need to read it. Of course, you need to maybe skim it, read it and try to understand, okay, what the main idea is. Now, we want to listen to this audio track, okay? And of course, we're going to read the story and of course listen to it. What is the theme of the story? Check the correct theme. 1, 2, 4. Okay, so let me open it. This is the story and let me play the story. This is 95. Yeah. Just wait. 2, 7. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So let me play. Okay.
Unit 9, page 94, exercise 2.
Stone Soup, a folk tale. 3 travelers were walking through a foreign land. It was late afternoon, and they were tired and hungry. Suddenly, they saw a village ahead and decided to stop there for the night. When the villagers saw the travelers coming, they hurried home, locked their doors and windows, and hastily hid any food they had. The travelers entered the village wearily and knocked on the door of the first house. "Good evening," they said. "Do you think you could give us some food?" "I'm sorry," said the first villager. "I don't have any food to spare." So the travelers called at the next house. "Could we eat with you tonight?" they said. "I'm afraid not," said the second villager. "I don't have any food to share." The travelers got a similar response from every villager they called on. "No problem," they said calmly. "We'll make some stone soup." The villagers watched suspiciously as the travelers made a fire in the village square, filled a pot with water from the stream, and put it on the fire. Then, one of the travelers took a large stone out of a silk bag and placed it carefully in the pot. The villagers were intrigued. The children were the first to venture out of their houses to investigate. As they came nearer, the first traveler said, "This soup needs some salt and pepper." Hearing these words, 2 sisters ran home to fetch some salt and pepper, and bravely handed it over for the soup. Seeing the children with the travelers, an elderly villager hesitantly approached and heard the second traveler say, "What a pity. Stone soup usually has onions." The old man returned home for the onions he had in a cupboard and gave them to the travelers for the soup. Soon, another villager came along and heard the third traveler say, "Stone soup is great with onions, but it's even better with meat." So she fetched the piece of meat she had in her kitchen and gave it to the traveler for the soup. After that, the rest of the villagers appeared, each carrying a different ingredient: carrots, a cabbage, potatoes, peas. Everyone brought something for the soup. A few hours later, the travelers said, "The stone soup is ready. Who wants to try it?" Not one of the villagers refused. When they tasted it, they all agreed that it was the best soup they had ever eaten. "How clever these travelers are," they said. "They can make a delicious soup with only a stone." The travelers smiled knowingly at each other. The next morning, the travelers said goodbye and gave the villagers the stone from the soup. "Now you know how," they said. "You can make stone soup when we've gone."
Wow. Yeah. What do you think? That was really
Mm,
smart.
uh, yeah. So yeah, after reading this story, so yeah, yeah. At first, I just thought it just like a film. Yeah, topic about never trust a stranger. But after read all of them, I just want to conclude. Oh, I just want to say one thing. I think there's stories. I think yeah, it's said. Shit, I think working together gives the best reason. I don't know if this is right.
Of course, definitely. Yes, very
Number.
good. Okay, just okay, actually I underline a few words in the
Oh,
text, but of course, you know that you need to know the meaning. Of course, stream means river, you know, and
yeah.
we have this word entry. Entry means
Mm.
attract. Yeah,
Oh,
entry means attract.
what
Okay,
a weird
so
word.
attracted.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Hmm.
and of course, we have another one that is hand it over. When do you hand over something? Okay, do you know what does it mean? Let me ask you. Hand over.
Hmm. Oh, you write it. Yeah, just
Of
in
course,
green
I
corner.
just,
In the
yeah, of
corner.
course,
Yeah.
to give something to someone with your hand, especially because they asked for it. You know, so you ask me for something, and of course, I give it to you with my hand. So this is hand over. And of course, venture we have here. Okay, I saw something like venture. Yeah, of course, this one. Okay, that is risk, venture, risk, entry,
Yeah.
attract or interest. Investigate is examine or explore. Approach, means move toward or come close. And stay means river. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other word that you want to ask me?
Hmm. Let me say.
Of
The
course.
story is yeah. Why they use they don't use easy word. They just use hard words. Oh. I mean yeah, weird words. Yeah.
Oh, of course, you need to get used to reading, and learning some new, maybe a little complicated words, a little more advanced. So it's normal, of course. And the story depends on the level, and depends on the level of people who are reading the story. Of course, they're different and they're using different words. So, of course, this is a folk tale. So you can't course, expect for something easy. So, of course.
Hmm. Fuck too.
And any other
Yeah.
word?
I think yeah, these travelers. I think they were very smart. Yeah.
Yeah, traveler, of course, a person who travels somewhere is traveler, and villager, a person
Mm,
who lives in the village is villager,
yeah.
and the other words, of course, we studied. For example, we have some other words that we study, like really, or the other word that we started, okay, previous session, like I remember something here, suspiciously. Okay, do you remember them?
Yes.
Knowingly. Okay, the adverbs that we studied before. Okay, so let me close. Okay, and you could find, so let me check. Okay, so working together gives the best result. Very good. Okay, now answer the questions. Use your own words.
Oh,
Tell me.
number
No, really,
one.
why do the villagers? Would you read, please?
Okay. Number one. Oh, why do the villagers hide from the travelers? When they first see them, yeah, I think they were smart, of course. You know, uh, yeah, like me, yeah, yeah, first time, yeah, when we of course capture, no, I mean, see strangers, so just I think we don't trust them and just yeah, just walk away from them, and yeah, we oh, so villagers hide from travelers because they're scared and they don't trust the villagers. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Okay.
that's all.
Two.
What do we learn about villagers from their reaction? Okay, to the travelers. Villagers from their reaction. Okay, so yeah, what what do I learn? Uh, so yeah, I have learned a little, just a little bit, not too much, about the villagers from their reaction to travelers. Yeah, maybe I'll learn this. Uh, not sure what's this. Why? I think I have, yeah, learned nothing about the villagers. I think learn nothing, you know. Oh,
We read the story. Why? Why we don't learn anything? Okay, so we'll learn nothing. Of course, we'll learn about, especially, okay, you need to talk about maybe their characters, personality,
oh,
if they are a little shy, maybe, or maybe more careful about everything, of course. And actually, that was really hard to maybe trust.
yeah,
And of course, yeah, of course, at the first step, but then actually, because, the villager, the people who live in a village, okay, they normally work together. And of course, at the second step, actually, because they are used to doing something together, they try to help foreigners, okay, to make something, okay. So they're really kind in spite of being a little shy, maybe. Yeah.
I think yeah, I with you. I think they have some experience about this. I think maybe I think they used to be lied, yeah, by
Mhm.
some guys. I don't know. They was lied by some guy. I don't know. Is
Mhm.
this true? They are unfriendly. I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
And number three, are the travelers surprised by the villagers' behavior?
No.
No, definitely no. Why not?
Because yeah, they were hungry and they just don't care about the characters of the villagers, the behavior. I mean that.
Oh,
Yeah,
because they
that's
planned it. You know,
oh.
they planned it. So they, yeah, of course, they planned something. And
Yeah.
of course, they expected this behavior, you know, of course, they didn't want to make real, the no stone soup, you know, so they planned everything. And,
Mm.
oh, number
For
four,
okay, why do the travelers make comments about the soup as it is cooking? Yeah, I think yeah, I think that is their um oh I think they yeah, it's just one yeah, the villagers are just them. I know, just my opinion. My comments, yeah, comments. I think
mhm. For example, the soup needs this. It was better if we had, for example, this. Of course, they trying to.
mm, make it better. I think yeah. Otherwise, it's so quiet. Nest. Okay, nest. Okay. Number five.
No,
What?
number four. We weren't. Okay, okay. Wait. We're-
Hmm.
we we haven't finished. Okay, so
Oh.
actually, they, you know, while cooking, okay, they named some ingredients. Yeah, it was really good if we had meat, for example. This soup is really good with meat. Of course, actually, they name and they express something that they need to get. You know, when I say this, of course, yeah, okay, so go and please bring me, you know, something like I need salt. Okay, say, ah, it was really good if you had salt. When you give me a little salt, it's something like this. Yeah?
Yeah,
It's
I
a really
get it.
smart way. Of course, it's a really smart way.
Mm.
And but if I were villager, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give it anything. So you're smart, I'm smarter than you.
Mm.
Okay. Number five.
Okay. Five. What do the villagers think is the most important ingredient of the soup? Yeah, meat. Meat. Uh. Oh, let me see. I think meat. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know. Just the meat. Yeah, I agree. Because yeah, meat. If I'm just have a soup, yeah, just only vegetable. I'm gonna yeah. I'm gonna of
You
course
know,
not eat it. Yeah, I
but
think.
I think, according to the story, I think actually the villagers think the most important ingredients of the soup is stone. You know,
Oh.
because yeah, they're really simple, trusting people, and they actually hear a name like stone soup, and actually
Oh,
they're surprised. You know, so they're really simple, really trusting people. Of course,
oh
you know,
no. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
they just oh the stone is
Shame
the
on
yeah best.
travelers, you know, shame on travelers. They're really tricky. Okay,
Oh my
number
god.
six.
Oh, so stupid. Why villagers stupid? Yeah, stone didn't have any test. Shit. Yeah, they were being lied. Okay. Uh, as I said, what do you think will happen to the villagers in the future? What are you asking about? What will happen to the travelers in the future? Oh, in the future, I can't predict this. I think I don't know. Okay. Uh, okay. Just let me predict this. But
You
yeah,
know,
it's just yeah,
mhm.
maybe stupid. Okay. So I think the villagers in the future, I think yeah, I think they will celebrate a party with a stone. I think.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course, you know.
and it.
But I think after a while, they think about what they've done, and then they decide not to be really simple and trusting, you know, anymore. And they never help anyone again, I think. And it's not a good way, of course. Okay. Well, we're going to do the next part, but before it, let me, okay, check this page. Okay. Okay, first of all, let's talk about some, okay, uh, non-defining relative clauses. Okay, relative clause. Of course, you know it. Maybe you don't know the name. Okay, but you know this grammar that is really easy and you normally use it. Of course, we have some relative words like which, who, that, when, where that we normally use. For example, we use who when actually to, of course, to avoid repeating the subject, okay, when actually the topic is about a person. So for example, my boy who, okay, when we're talking about the person, to avoid repeating the subject again, we use some maybe relative words like who, okay, and of course we have which or that, okay, when it comes to, for example, things, we use which. For example, the coat which I bought or that I bought. Of course, you can use that for the all the subjects, or for example, maybe animals, maybe people. So that is something common for all the situations. So it can be used for people, for things, for place. So and we have where to talk about place, to talk about place. So for example, this hotel where we stayed. Okay, I don't want to say that. For example, I love, I don't know, this Hilton hotels. Hilton hotels, okay, so I don't want to repeat it again. Okay, I love, for example, Hilton hotels where I stayed before, so something like this. And when actually we're talking about time, whose is about position. So as you can see, relative clauses are introduced by relative pronouns, like words like who refers to a person, which or that refers to things, where refers to a place, when refers to a time, and whose refers to a position, to avoid repeating the subject or, for example, the first word again and again. Okay, and of course they make connection between, different parts of sentences. Okay, and now some of these relative clauses are non-defining. What does it mean? For non-defining relative clauses give additional or extra information about the noun. They're not really essential, so we can remove them. If we remove them, okay, the sentence still makes sense. So you can understand the meaning of the sentence. So it's okay. It's not really essential to have them. You can remove them. So, for example, okay, tickets for the festival, which cost £200, are on sale. If I remove this, which cost £200, okay, my sentence still makes sense. Tickets for the festival are on sale now. So this is the fill and complete the sentence. So it's okay. And you can, these are actually, these types of relative clauses are non-defining. And of course, we have defining relative clauses that give essential information, so they can't be removed. If we took out the relative clause, the sentence would not make sense. For example, okay, that's the writer who was on TV yesterday. If I remove this, that's the writer. Which writer? Whose writer? Who? Okay, so I don't know what you mean if I remove it. So that is really essential. So we can divide relative clauses into two types, defining, non-defining. Defining, of course, give essential information and it's not removable. And about non-defining, no, it's something like additional information, extra information, so you can remove it. It's okay. Of course, your sentence can make sense if you remove this part. And of course, you know that we have some relative, pronouns, who, which, were, whose, that can be used in different situations and for different subject, who for people, that for maybe animal, things, people, and of course which and that are the same for animal and thing, and where, place, when, time, and whose, position. Okay, get it?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, and now just pay attention. You know, we have whose and whose. This one, who is, you know, and we have abbreviation of who is, that is whose, so you need to pay attention. That is different from this whose that is used for position. Okay, so you need to pay attention to this. Now let's complete this part, okay, using relative pronouns.
Yeah. Mark Harden is a British author whose best-selling novel, okay, what's this? The Curious Incident of the Dog. What? In the night time has won many awards. Awards, yeah. The book, uh, what's this? The book, which first came out in, okay, 2003, is a murder, okay, mystery novel. It tells the story of, okay, 15 years old, Christopher, who has learning difficulties. Oh, is it right? Okay. Okay, Christopher starts a murder investigation. Investigation. Okay, that he discovered. Oh, discovered the dead body of his neighbor's dog. Oh,
Okay, when he
oh,
started investigation, okay, when he discovers the dead body, okay,
oh,
then he
yes.
started investigating. Okay, so this is when, and
When, okay, he discovers the dead body of his neighbor's dog. Okay, during his investigation, he finds out. Oh, he finds out a lot more than he expected. It is a wonderful book that you will find hard to put down.
very good, excellent. Okay, now let's complete this part. Choose the correct non-defining relatives clause.
Okay. Oh, choose the correct non-defining relative clause. I'll be okay. Number one, I have a lot in common with Jet. Okay. Oh, non-defining. Okay, I have a
None.
lot.
Mhm.
Hmm. Wow, B. Okay, number one, B. Who is a friend on Facebook?
Who is who? And of course, A or B is correct.
Oh,
Who he is a friend or who is?
yeah. Wow, that's a surprise.
No,
Hmm.
of course. I told you we use these pronouns to avoid repeating the subject or, for example, again. So, who
Okay.
or the object maybe.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, are we done? Next.
Okay, so A or B, just tell me A or B because I couldn't understand. A or B is the answer?
B. B is
B,
the
definitely.
answer. Yeah.
Number two.
Yeah. To subtract what? What? Okay. Number two. We went to the fitness center in Langton. Okay, which isn't very far from Sam's house. Okay, which? Oh, why your face looks at? Okay. Three.
Okay, so
Uh,
we went to the fitness center in, okay, Langton. B, where isn't very where. We are talking about the place, fitness center.
oh,
So it's a
place
place
is
where isn't very
which
far from.
which oh place which okay, not where. Okay.
What happened?
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay. So number two is where. Of
Oh,
course, you can, as I told you, you can use that instead of where. But when you have both of them, where and that, of course, the priority is with where. So where. And number three,
Okay, where? Damn, wrong. Okay, number three. We're going to Julie's house. Okay. Where is next to the park? Park. Okay.
Very good. 4.
Yeah. Take responsible. Okay, number three. Oh, four. Dance friend. William. Okay, dance friends William. Hmm. Oh my God, what's this? Oh, wants to become an astronaut. Okay, dance friend William. What's this? I wait. Of who is that? Hmm. Dance friend. Okay, who's that? Okay, who's that?
Who's?
Is
Excellent. A.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Five. My great grandmother was an amazing person. Hmm. Okay. My my great grandmother who I meet only once. Oh,
Once, no,
once,
once. My great
once.
grandmother. Okay, who? Okay, I met A. Just tell me A or B because that's really important. A or B.
Oh, B.
Because if you say who I met, okay, of course, two answers include who I met. But B, who I met her, definitely no.
Oh,
Because, okay, when I say who, I don't need to repeat the object again, the subject again. Okay, so I don't say who I met her. I say who I met. Who is used instead of her. Okay?
okay. I get it. Okay, number six. This soccer stadium is going to be sold. Okay. The soccer stadium where Dunham, okay, United have played since 1901. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can say were, of course.
Yeah.
If you don't have were, that is okay. So 7,
Okay. Seven. The students enjoyed the trip to the museum. Okay. The students enjoyed the trip. Okay, which the school organized. Okay, which
of course, which, yeah, because we're talking about the trip, something. So, and number 8,
in the 1990s. Okay, B, where the word. Oh no no. A, when the word wide
when?
web.
Yeah, of course, when, of course, pay attention. So, okay. As we learned, the relative pronouns is actually the subject or object of the relative clause, and we don't repeat the subject or object. That is really important not to repeat the subject or object when using relative pronouns. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, the last part, combine the sentences to make a non. Okay, let's do this something. Okay, I keep this part. This is your assignment for home. You need to do this. Send me the answers. Okay, let's go back to our unit because I think it's not bad to do it at home. Well,
Oh, can I do it
okay.
now?
No, we have something
Hmm.
else to do now.
Hmm.
Okay. So of course, if you need to do it now, of course, why not? But it can be a task for home. So if you have, of course, if you have any question about it, you can ask me. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. Just let me find it. Okay, that's two part two. Change the okay. Where was I? It was unit 9. Yeah, it's not here. Well, okay. Now let's do this word. Okay. Um, part 4.
Yeah.
Find 8 verbs in the story.
So lack. Why that is Indian? Because you feel uncertain. Why that is slow? Because you feel uncertain from Japan. Well, let me say, suspicious. It's suspicious. Maybe. I think it's suspicious. Suspicious. Yeah. Okay.